I'm an atheist. I don't think there's no God. I know there's no God. I know there's no God the same way I know many other laws in our universe. I know there's no God. And I know most of the world knows that as well. They just won't admit it because there's another thing they know. They know they're going to die, and it freaks them out. So most people don't have the courage to admit that there's no God and that they know it. They feel it, they try to suppress it, and if you bring it up, they get angry because it freaks them out. Because life is filled with tragedy, and it's filled with worse than tragedy, the unknown. Every time you get into your car, every time a loved one gets on an airplane, every time somebody goes off to do anything, every time Heath Ledger takes a nap, there's a chance he won't wake up. And when you see that happen to 28-year-old young men who seem to be healthy, you think to yourself, well, that could be my son, my daughter, or worse, me. So we must make sense of it. We must create something. And you guys tell me, you religious people tell me, or atheists, you tell me, if a few thousand years ago I came up with a religion or a God that said, hey everybody, everything's good, you do unto others, and you love your neighbor, and you stay out of trouble, and then when you die, that's about it. You just turn into dirt. Tell me if you think that concept would have taken off. Tell me if that concept would have been embraced, if people would have picked it up and run with it. No, it wouldn't have. We need this because we're freaked out. We're the only creatures on the planet that are aware we're going to die. And not only that, it's pretty much a science. It's not like people die, oh, the average person lives between 45 and 285. Oh no, when I go see my grandma, she's 94. She's got months, years. I don't know what she's got, but it ain't much, and she knows it, and I know it, and that's the way it works. And we are freaked out because it's the only thing we know. We have no reference point for zero. We don't know. We can deal with anything but zero. Lose your eyesight, lose your legs, lose your job. We can put that into a context, but zero can't deal with that. And that's what we're being asked to deal with from about the age of 8 on, maybe younger. Go ahead and live the next 80 years on this planet knowing that at the end of the journey there's a big fat zero and you can't wrap your brain around it. Well, I'll tell you how people wrap their brain around it. They lie to themselves and they create a God, and then they go through life, and then a loved one dies and tragedy strikes and whatever happens, and it's all his being. And guys like me get yelled at for telling the truth. Please. I don't believe in God any more than I believe in anything else that doesn't exist. So shoot me. And they quite possibly could, because they're that freaked out about their fairy tale and protecting their lie. Now the other part is people want to know, well, where do I get my evidence? What made me an atheist? Nothing makes you an atheist. Not having a weird religious retarded dogma funneled up your ass as a young person. That's what makes you an atheist. Nothing makes you an atheist. Having a brain, being able to use deductive reasoning, that's what makes you an atheist. It's not something made me an atheist. Nothing. Religion doesn't make sense to people who didn't get it shoved into them early, or who didn't kill a guy and have to deal with it while they're waiting on death row. So it doesn't make sense to smart people. The other thing is people do that thing where they go, okay, and this is the most condescending thing on the planet. Look, I know it doesn't really work that way, but let the little people believe, because it keeps them in line. Really? Does it really keep people in line? How many people in jail are atheists? How many wars have been fought by atheists? Is there no killing? Is there no stealing? Is there no sinning going on? Really? It keeps people in line? And then, I don't like that message. I don't like the fact that somebody says, well, hey, guess what? We've installed a styrofoam camera, surveillance camera, up in your room, and that way your dad won't beat you anymore because I put a fake camera up there and he thinks I can see. Do you really want that? Do you really want this sort of false eye in the sky keeping people in line? And by the way, does it really keep people in line? Of course it doesn't. I want people who can think for themselves. I want people who don't steal because it's wrong, not because there's a fake styrofoam camera wearing robes hovering over me. I don't want you to kill because it's wrong. I don't want you to cheat because it's wrong. And don't give me this retarded, oh, who's to say if it's right or wrong? If really? Well, who's to say what's up and what's down then, you idiot? I would say there there's a logical right and wrong. There just is. And that's why I'm willing to pass judgment in other cultures. I say female genital mutilation is wrong. I don't care if it's part of your culture. I don't care if it's been passed down from generation to generation. I don't care if I don't understand it. I'm going to say it's wrong. Do I need God to come in and intervene and explain to me that the female circumcision is wrong? No. I have deductive reasoning. I have brain cells to rub together, and I know it's wrong.
If you want to get good people to do wicked things, you need religion. What do I mean by that? I mean to say that who, when they see a newborn baby arriving in their life, if anyone's ever thought, even myself, well, maybe there is something to this. Look at the perfection of this little bundle. But they said, I tell you what, though, before we go any further, we need to get a sharp knife or a stone from somewhere and start hacking away at the genitalia of this little bundle. Because if we don't, we won't be doing God's will. Now, no moral person would do such a thing unless they thought it was divinely warranted.
Christopher, I've got to call you down on referring to circumcision as genital mutilation. My son cried more at his first haircut than he did at his bris. Statistically, the only long-term effect that it seems to have on people is it increases their chances of winning a Nobel Prize.
I can't find the compulsory mutilation of the genitals of children a subject for humor in that way, or flippancy in that way. What if a Muslim was to say to you just now, my little girl cried more at her first haircut than when I cut off her clitoris? What would you think of me if I was to say such a disgusting thing? That a person as humane as yourself can sit here and think of that as a fit subject for humor shows what I mean. Religion makes morally normal people say and do disgusting and wicked things, and you've just proved my point for me.
The argument for theism, that not only can we establish this prime mover's existence, but we can show by some form of induction that he intervenes in wars, that he answers prayers, that he cares who we sleep with and in what position, that what food we eat and on what days, is a ridiculous proposition. It's a claim to a truth that no primate can claim to make. Primates who claim to know it should be distrusted. Great damage has been done and continues to be done by such people and by such ideas. You're better off thinking for yourself and taking all the risks, and I might add all the pleasures that will come from that. The most overrated of the virtues is faith. The metaphysical claims of religion are untrue. Thank you.